Hello all, welcome to my channel Career Coder. And in today's video, what you're going to see about is my technical and HR interview experience at Wipro Elite Exclusive Hiring 2024. And in this video, I will discuss about what are the questions which was raised to me in my technical as well as in my HR interview. And I will also give the tips and tricks how to crack the interview in any HR and technical interview that Wipro conducts. So without any delay, let's get into the video. And you can see this is the interview slot which was given to me during my interview process in Superset platform. And in the Superset platform, there will be a tab named interviews. There you can see what are the interviews which was scheduled to you. This was the first schedule which I got from Superset platform through mail, and which was my interview slot was from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. But my interview was not conducted in that time frame. I was so tense that oh my god, my interview was not held. What to do and lot of stuffs. Without any confusion, I started raising tickets in the Superset platform uh, by stating that my interview was not here was not conducted since till 4:45 p.m. I started mailing to them from 4:45 p.m. as onwards. Then later on, I again raised a ticket at 5:30. Then again six. Then I might have raised ticket for almost some four times within the time frame, which I because I didn't attend my interview on that time frame, right? But one of my professors told that Wipro will be doing this one day, so you have to wait till 9 p.m. also, because you may get there is a chance that you may get ringed by the interviewer at any point of time, even at 9 p.m. If you're online, if you're logged in, you will definitely be ringed by the interviewer. So what I did was I was simply sitting in front of the laptop from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. But to my luck, I got my call at 8:30. Then finally I completed my interview at 9, and it was so hurry burry, and interviewer was so subtle and calm. Like, he asked some questions, I gave him answers, but due to some uh, tension or not, I don't know, I was not very satisfied with my interview performance and also with the interviewer, because I didn't got a proper response from the interviewer as well. Then it went off like that. Then on the next day morning, around some 11 o'clock, I got another mail from Superset that my interview was scheduled to the next day, that is 20th of September. I was very surprised and confused, like it was for an selection from technical to HR, or the technical interview itself was rescheduled again. I was very confused, like at that point of time I didn't got any response from the Wipro as well as from the Superset platform regarding my confusion. Then on the next day, I again reappeared, and my interview slot was from 10 to 1. But to my luck, I got my interviewer ring at 11 p.m. itself, 11 a.m. itself, and I completed my HR interview. To my surprise, that was an HR interview, all went smooth. So let's see what are the questions which I got during my technical interview. And the first question is, tell me about yourself. Could you please explain a bit about yourself? They'll be asking you, and you have to be very cautious and very careful while telling your self intro, because this is going to be your identity card in front of your interviewer. So you have to be very careful and strong while explaining about yourself. Okay, and I have made a video on how to give a self intro, so go and have a look on that video, because I have given each and every point that you must explain in your interview. So you can just look on to that video and come back. And the second video is about your projects. Since it is for a fresher hiring, you must explain about all your mini projects as well as your final year project. You can explain a little bit about your mini projects and majorly about your final year project and what are the technologies you have used and whether it's a team project or an individual project and how much cost it took actually, and what are the conflicts that you have faced while building your project. All those things will be discussed in this project discussion. And and the third question is technical or language used in your project. After explaining After you explain your project thing, the interviewer will ask about what are the technology or language that you have used in your project. You should be very confident and very careful while telling what are the technologies you might have used, because here the technical person will be interviewing you, right? They will be asking each and every nuances from those technical language. So you have to be very careful while telling about the technology that you have used and what are the expected outcomes. And in while explaining about your project, you have to be very particular behind the reason why you took this project in your hand. It should have some morality, and it should be very useful to the society in some other way. You have to choose a final project like that only. They will be checking like that also. Then comes to the fourth question. They will be asking like which language you are comfortable in. I told I was comfortable in Java, so major questions for me was thrown from Java. Then the interviewer asked me questions based on Wood's concept like inheritance polymorphism, what is the difference between compile time and runtime polymorphisms, and based on exceptions as well. Then he shared the screen and asked me to find the bug in a particular code, and also asked me to find correct that particular code. Upon solving it, he gave some suggestion and he gave me two coding questions, not a normal coding question. It was like a logical coding, and he didn't expected me to give a full code for that question, but he asked me for the logic, and I explained him. He was convinced. Then he asked questions related to SQL because I mentioned SQL in my resume. So he has some basic questions like what is primary key, what is foreign key, and what is the use of joins, where do you use joins. And he also asked me to write a query to update and delete a column in a table. Then he asked about my internship experience because I have done my internship in another MNC for the duration of 9 months. So he asked my internship experience and what I've learned from that internship and what are the key takeaways. And some managerial questions were asked about my internship, like how do you manage to complete the task before the deadline, and how do you approach your manager if there is any conflict within the team. Like the questions were asked to me. Then he also asked how do you learn tech languages. He asked me like what are the approaches do you take to learn any tech languages. I told that I used to watch some YouTube videos regarding any particular topic. Then I used to search for that in the lead code problems and use to solve my own. And if there is any assistance needed, means I used to seek the help for my seniors. I told like that. He was convinced with my answer. Then at the final stage, he explained me about the bond, and he also asked me if there is a business need you have to relocate, if it is okay for you. He asked like that. I said any location is okay for me, but my preference to location, please give high priority. I told like that. He told I will do the needful for you if you got selected in the future stages. He told like that. Then the interview went well. On the next day, I got a mail for another round, but it didn't specify whether it's a technical or HR because I had a doubt that I have attended my interview at 8:30. I I was so confused that whether that mail which I was received the next day after my technical interview was for either technical round or HR round. I don't know, because I've raised ticket in Superset platform. I thought the maybe the Superset officials might have rescheduled the technical interview to the next day. I thought like that. Then I joined the next day. Then fortunately it was an HR interview, so I was very happy. At the beginning of the interview itself, I asked the interviewer whether it's a technical or HR round. The HR has told that it is an HR round and it is a final round of interview. Like that she told, and she asked me to give my self intro, and I told my self intro very confidently. And I have made a video on my self intro. Please do look at it, because I've told what are the points to include and not to include. So it will be very useful for you. Then the interviewer has asked what are the projects which I've done during my college days, and I have explained each project and my final year project in detail. And she was very impressed with my project, and she asked whether it's a team project or individual project and what was your role. All the stuff she has been asking, and the same managerial questions were asked: how do you handle your team members, and how do you manage the conflicts which arises in your team while collaborating with each other. All those questions were asked to me, and everything you have to think and speak with the logic. Then she also asked why you want to place at Wipro. I gave my point of view. She was okay with that. Then she also asked why Wipro should hire you. This is one of the questions which every company used to ask, right? So we must be prepared. Before appearing for an HR interview, you have to have a proper background check before applying for this interview, before appearing for this HR interview, especially. So you have to answer in such a way that you are the best candidate and you will do everything that is needful for the company's success. Okay. Then she also asked about my hobbies too, and how I keep engaged myself during my free time. I told that I used to edit videos and I used to something related to my hobbies. I explained to her. She was okay with that. And at finally, she asked me, "Do you have any questions to me?" Yes. You should not say that I don't have any questions, ma'am, because it will create a very bad impression on you. Because no one will would not have any questions with you. It's not right. You have to say, I have a question like, what are the roles and responsibilities if I got selected in in this role, and what are the next procedures, and how long it will take for onboarding, like that. I have asked her. She told all those HR policies and what is the onboarding procedures, and what will be my package, and what will my roles and responsibilities. And she also explained about the shift works. Wipro will be having 4 shifts, and we have to work in a rotational shifts. And there will also be night shifts for girls as well, and they will be providing cab and all those things that she explained. And she also insisted about the bond for the duration of 2 years, I think. She explained about that. And at last, this was happened, and we greeted each other and signed up the meeting. It was a very wonderful experience for me. And a month later, not a month later, after 20 days, I got an LOI from Wipro. Yeah, a month later only, because my HR interview was completed on September 28th. On October 23rd only, I got my LOI. So the interview process went well for me, and I'm really very happy that I got selected in Wipro. Let's wait for the next procedures like pre-onboarding assessment. Before that, pre-connect event will be happening. So let's hope for the best in future. Thanks for watching. If you find this video to be useful, Please do share, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more updates. We will connect soon.